Now, your Fox 44 forecast first.
Showers and isolated thunderstorms have been rolling through our area this evening. We've watched an outflow boundary push out from the Brazos Valley. That combine that with just a little sunshine we had this afternoon. That's what gave us those scattered rain showers here across the region, which put a little damper on high school football. Your forecast first for this evening hours, we're looking at mainly cloudy skies and widely scattered showers, 72. Cloudy skies tomorrow morning, 73, and mostly cloudy, just a 20% chance at 9 and 75 degrees. We are looking at drier weather just in time for the Labor Day weekend. We're going to talk about that and then a major cool down next week. All that coming up in a few minutes. Fox 44 News starts right now.
Coming up on Fox 44 News at 9, a breakthrough in a cold case murder from 17 years ago. We've got the details. And Texas lawmakers say they're holding the Army accountable amid the Fort Hood shakeup. Also, we'll show you what one Waco eatery is doing to survive during the pandemic.
Live from Waco, Temple, and Killeen, your news now. This is Fox 44 News at 9.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for Fox 44 News at 9. I'm Adam Hooper. Starting off with our COVID numbers, Texas reporting over 625,000 confirmed cases, with about 85,000 of those active cases. Bell County adding 13 new cases of coronavirus. 4,881 people in total have tested positive, with 4,400 recoveries. McLennan County reporting 39 new cases of COVID-19, putting the number of total cases at 6,668. There are an estimated 657 active cases. Nearly 6,000 have recovered. Although restaurants have fallen on hard times in 2020, though ones inside of Waco's Union Hall are doing surprisingly well. Fox 44's Cameron Stewart, he caught up with a few of the owners. He joins us now in the studio. Cameron, how have they been able to thrive?
Well, Adam, now with so many more students in Waco, business is getting better every day for these restaurants. But after some small hiccups earlier in the year, they pushed on through the pandemic with plenty of help from the community. Even in the middle of the workday, people are packing the Union Hall food court in Waco.
The only reason that we have been able to thrive and be successful even through this was the community.
After opening just a few months before the pandemic hit, the lockdowns initially hurt the new businesses.
Business dipped a lot at the beginning of the pandemic, and we rode through it. And nowadays, more people are back in town and stuff, and we're trying to take all the precautions we can as things get busier.
It's been kind of a downfall, but we're slowly, we're slowly improving. People are starting to come in a little bit more, starting to get more food here, and it's starting to expand our, variety of foods here.
The Blasian Asian moved from a downtown food truck to Union Hall in March, just 2 days before Waco's initial shelter-in-place order closed restaurants. To their surprise, it didn't hurt their business any.
Give me about 15 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a call by then. Business from the day we opened to now, unbelievably, has increased considerably.
Since making the jump from the food truck, the transition and the pandemic made their operating costs go up, and they anticipated profit to go down. Instead, they saw growth.
We brought 5 employees with us, and that was our original 5, not anticipating the level of growth that we experienced. And now it has been 6 months later, somewhere around 6 months later, we have 20 employees just to be able to keep up with the volume that we're getting.
Co-owners Mike and Chevy DeBose say they have people coming from all over Texas for their authentic Cambodian food, and even hinted at opening a second and bigger location.
Just look for the Blasian Asian to grow sometime soon.
The DeBoses said they were proud to keep everyone employed through the pandemic and also not change their prices. Coming up at 9:30, hear their secret for how they separated themselves from the other restaurants during the lockdowns. Live in the studio, I'm Cameron Stewart, Fox 44 News.
Thanks, Cameron. Add a murder charge to the man accused of cyber-stalking several Waco area real estate agents. 57-year-old Andy Castillo is now accused of killing Cynthia Palacio 17 years ago in Lubbock. Authorities found her body along a road outside of Lubbock. Castillo first got onto McLennan County's radar late last year after hearing reports about threatening messages sent to real estate agents. Deputies went back to Lubbock back in January to arrest Castillo and say they found those threatening sexual assault messages against women and children sent to people in 10 different states in at least 20 cities. They believe some of the harassment has gone on for at least a year. When a lab ran Castillo's DNA, though, the national database say they found a match to DNA taken from the Palacios crime scene. Lubbock County Sheriff Kelly Rose says this shows why work never really stops on so-called cold cases.
Not only for the family is it important that we're able to finally bring to Cynthia's parents, sister, some closure on this case, that we've finally identified the individual who was responsible for her death, but also for these individuals, like I said, that spent many, many selfless hours, sleepless nights working on this case.
There may be more cases connected to Castillo. Back in 2018, DPS investigators said Palacios' murder has been linked to a 2004 murder of another Lubbock area woman. A man wanted for the March triple murder at the Killeen's Summerlin Apartments has been brought back to Bell County to face capital murder charges. 21-year-old Bernard Morrow was picked up in Lauderdale County, Alabama last Friday. He arrived in Bell County on Thursday. Morrow's facing a capital murder charges in the deaths of Asa Klein, Shaquan Allred, and Freddie Dela Cruz Jr. Dela Cruz was a soldier on Fort Hood, and Allred was an Army veteran. Their bodies were found on the Summerlin Apartments on March 14th. A Fort Hood soldier is now dead after collapsing following physical training. The Post says 25-year-old Private Clorton Chi was taken to the Carl R. Darnell Medical Center after he collapsed. Chi was assigned to the 2nd Battalion with 1st Cavalry Division in July. Fort Hood says Chi's family was by his side when he passed away at Baylor Scott & White in Temple. Fort Hood Military Base has a new acting commander this week. Texas lawmakers say they're holding the Army accountable, especially for protecting minority soldiers. Anna Warnicki is in Washington with more.
In July, Fort Hood Army officials said 23 soldiers stationed at the base had died this year.
This is an absolute crisis, and we've got to find out what's happening.
But the deaths haven't stopped. And Texas Democratic Congresswoman Veronica Escobar says the problem starts at the top.
There's great diversity in the lower ranks, but you begin to look at the names and profiles at the higher ranks, and it is not as diverse as it needs to be.
On Tuesday, the Army removed the senior commander at Fort Hood. And on Thursday, a committee of 5 civilian members arrived at the base for a 2-week investigation into the base's climate and culture.
Let this new investigative unit that Secretary McCarthy has appointed come up with their report and answers.
Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn says he's calling on a Senate Armed Services Committee hearing to assess the results of the independent review and then come up with a plan of action.
Our young men and women who volunteer to serve in our military deserve far better than this, and this is just simply unacceptable.
We need to make sure that we're protecting our service members, and we need to make sure that there's accountability.
Escobar says she plans to lead a congressional delegation to Fort Hood in the coming weeks. In Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki.
The Central Texas Food Bank has announced a new day for the Waco distribution after the event was rained out yesterday. 2 days have been added for Waco area residents in need of food assistance. Saturday, September 12th at 3314 Franklin Avenue and Tuesday, September 15th at Waco TSTC campus. Central Texas Food Bank is asking residents to only go to one of these distribution events. Last night, we shared the news that Franklin High School canceled their football games this week due to an outbreak of COVID-19 on their team. Their opponents last week, Lorena High, they're continuing to play ball tonight against China Spring. Tonight, Fox 44's Kendall Green joins us live looking at what Lorena High head coach is doing to keep his players in the game and COVID-free. Hey, Kendall.
Hey, Adam, it doesn't matter where you go. There is nothing like Texas high school football. And the coach at Lorena High, he knows that, and he says that that's not a right, but it's a privilege. And him and his staff, they're doing all they can to make sure that their players and their coaching staff keep that privilege. In his 40-plus years of coaching, head Lorena High School football coach Ray Biles says he's never had to prepare for a football season as uncertain and unpredictable as this one.
It's just a different ball game. It's still football, and that's great, but we've had to make some alterations and some changes to the way that we do things.
Coach says almost everything about how they prepare for Friday nights has changed, from hydration to face coverings to social distancing. He and his staff keep their team policy simple and easy for players to follow.
The helmet's off, the mask up. So, you know, if they've got their helmet off and we're in a group, we try to, you know, keep the mask up as much as possible.
Biles attributes his team's success in preventing COVID cases to Lorena athletes' discipline to keep the bigger picture in mind. Biles says it's not the players on the field that he has trouble with. It's sometimes the folks in the stands.
I think the adults are the hard ones, you know, to get them to buy into what's going on, and whether we agree with it or not doesn't matter. You know, we've got to take care of that for the safety and health of others, and, you know, for the opportunity for these kids to have a season.
The district cut down several normal resources for fans at the game. Buying tickets at the game isn't a thing during the pandemic. Tickets must be purchased beforehand. The district also banned tailgating as well as overpopulating the general area.
You know, like our home side will sit about 2,500 and we're set up for about 1,000 tonight. So, you know, we're less than 50% on our home side. So, you know, we've done an awful lot.
But Coach says those changes are all worth implementing if that means they can play another Friday night.
The opportunity to cross the line and those kids to play ball and that scoreboard to go off, and, you know, people are willing to do what they have to do to give those kids that opportunity.
Now, Coach Biles shared with us his secret weapon to how he keeps the whole team on one accord when it comes to following those rules. I'll share that with you all at 9:30. But for now, live in the newsroom, Kendall Green, Fox 44 News.
Kendall, thanks. The Grand Avenue Theater in Belton opened its doors to movie lovers, sharing a video to Facebook inviting you to sit back, relax, and be entertained.
After each showtime, the theater will be thoroughly cleaned with an electrostatic disinfectant spray and will cover each seat, armrest, headrest, cup holder, you name it. We want all of our guests to feel safe and comfortable during their movie, and a clean seat and environment is a top priority.
Like other theaters, seats are marked off to maintain social distance between groups of people. Masks are required in the lobby and hallways, but you can take it off to enjoy concessions and your movie. Grand Avenue is also asking patrons to buy tickets online and use your mobile device as an electronic ticket. Coming up, 3 days of downpours in central Texas causing trash and debris to pile up. We'll take you to the cleanup.
If what is written in the Atlantic is true, it's disgusting. Who the heck does he think he is?
And later, a report alleging President Trump disparaged fallen soldiers is making the rounds. We've got both sides next.
This is Fox 44 News at 9.